So thank you very much, Dinesh. Thank you for the invitation as well, and also the organization. It is a great honor for us to be here. On the other hand, it is a great, or it was a great travel so far with your speeches so far around Europe and around the world. Yeah, our presentation for today is not an academic one, but it is more personal for about our studio, or how we are thinking about the things, or about the harnesses we are meeting in the old days. So for the first part, I would like a short introduce about us. Unfortunately, we are not 8, we are only 3. But yeah, we are partly working in Pécs, what is the south part of Hungary. On one hand, on the other hand, we are working in Keszthely as well, because András is living there. What is a town on the western shore of the Lake Balaton. Those two cities we'll have mentioned as well during our lecture. And also, yeah, we met at the university of Pécs. We learned there the architecture mostly. Also, we learned or studied in Germany and Spain. And what was very important for us that we took places, or we participated in several camps where we met with folk architectural buildings, and we made documentation of them during the university. So yeah, it was a great influence for us. And this, in this presentation, we would like to introduce you 2 projects from us. One was led by András, and the second one was led mostly by me, but yeah, it is more like a design project. And we would like to show you what and how we can learn about the some vernacular situations, or some folk influences. So the first story and the main character of this first story is Lajos Ifi, who was a priest. Actually, he was born in Keszthely, where András is living now. And after that, he moved to Pécs to study. And after that, he moved to Fonyód, where he was the local priest. It was before the Second World War, and yeah, he was very important man there. I mean, in Fonyód, he was really an organizer of the society there. So, and it was very important for them. After that, after the war, a special situation came between the church and the government, let's say. And yeah, that was a huge distance between them, and the church wanted to go back to the kind of background. And it wasn't a good situation for Lajos Ifi. That's why he was left the church and went to a kind of hermit, not so far from the Lake Balaton, at the St. George Hill, where he found a good place where he started to build. Actually, to build an own property, let's say, with a kind of personal chapel as well. But yeah, he would like at that time to go absolutely in a background. And what is an interesting thing? Yeah, he wasn't an architect. but he was really influenced by the folk architecture and the local architecture of the Lake Balaton, or around the Lake Balaton. And he started to use those elements, what he saw anywhere, anytime, and started to do those buildings. So without plans, without professional skills or knowledge, he started to do them. The buildings were the like main building with this private chapel I mentioned, but there were several other buildings like Nazareth and so on, and everything was made by his own two hands. Unfortunately, he passed away in 1967. On this picture, it is he's not Lajos Ifi, he's a guest there, because he never, or almost never, went down from this hill. He was lived there, but many people visited him. Also, he helped for people at the revolution of 56 and so on. And after this this period, after his life, this whole property was going to a woman who helped him up there for cleaning and so on. And after that, this property was go to many people. So now there is many owners. So it belongs to many owners, and that's always a problem when a building has no owner who can maintain it and so on. Then its condition goes down, and it is visible. Those pictures were taken a few years ago. It was in a really bad condition. Some people knew about it because under this place there are very good wine cellars. Also, hiking routes are in this area. So people using this situation, but it was absolutely abandoned until András win a scholarship of the Hungarian Academy of Arts, and started to care with this area, with this property, and with all those buildings. As I told you, there was no plans for the buildings. That's why it was very important to make documentation first about it. Also sketches, also manual drawings, and also András used more contemporary techniques as well. Here we can see some ornaments and very interesting parts he used. We can meet with those kind of ornaments also around the Balaton. So those are the points where Lajos Ifi started to use the knowledge of the folk architecture. Yeah, this is a 3D point cloud made by drones. Yeah, it was partly a goal to reconstruction those buildings, but mainly because of the owners and because of the lack of the protection, it is not possible. So there is a lack of budget. So the only goal was about the property is doing the documentations, writing down the story of Lajos Ifi, and yeah, learning about that. Yeah, this is a situation 2 years ago, or more than 2 years ago. And here we can see a site plan. So this is the Amaush, what was the main building with the tower, without bell. He wanted to do put a bell in it, but unfortunately he had no possibility for that. Yeah, Nazareth, Nectar, those were the other buildings. Also, he cared with animals and grape, so he used it as a farm, especially this part. And also those really nice drawings were did by András to make the documentation. And it was a fortunate situation that András started to care with this project in time, because unfortunately 2 years ago in a winter this tower fell down. So in the last moment he made all these sketches and documentation and everything. We can see also some details they made probably with friends, with artistic friends, and also collected from the local area. But also András was influenced by those artistic situations, and also about the whole situation. Those drawings are made by András. Yeah, actually I can say to you that he felt really unwell when he cannot do graphics like that, like them. So it is the part of getting to know the situations and everything for him. And from those graphics and paintings, he made some exhibitions there. So to filling with life for at least 1 or 2 hours the property, and tourists and people were participated in those occasions. Yeah, this is the remembering of the tower, the lack of it, and how it was look like after the falling down. After it fell down, there were new goals for this project, to make something there what is visible, what is a remembering sign for the tourists or the hikers. They are going over around this place. So there were a stone cross, but it wasn't in the property. Actually, it was in front of it. It was next to this hiker's route. So he started to clean it and to make it as a nice sign at the entrance of the property. And a book was made about the whole story, also with the architectural drawings and with the architectural documentation. And yeah, there are several events for this book where local and tourist people can get know this whole story with the model of the reconstructed building. And finally, this remembering bench was made by András as a closing or finishing element of his internship, and also as a final sign of the documentation. So this door were under the stones after fell down the tower. So it was reused for this project. there was a lack of glass here, and yeah, it was a kind of bad condition. And after that, András started to do or to over-design and to make a bench about it. This is the final and existing, let's say, sign. This is the route what goes to the entrance, and next to it there is this bench with many informations. And in this hole, an artist made this nice glass about the, or influenced by the property. Here we gave you a short video in 2 minutes, what can show the situation in the winter. What shows, I feel, more clearly how it's situated in this hill, and how it is, or how Lajos Ifi was collected, or from where he's collected those elements after he worked on those buildings. So with this kind of projects, what András did in this at this St. George Hill, we are learning a lot about the influence, or how can we use the influence. And in many time we have situations then where we have to see behind the backgrounds, and searching for the layers, for the mental layers behind the buildings. Not only in case of vernacular or in folk architectural buildings. So the next project we brought to you is not in a rural situation. Actually, it is it will be in a kind of downtown, but I would like to present how we using those ideas, also what Lajos Ifi did. So the collecting the patterns, understanding the patterns, understanding the local society, and also because of that the local architecture. So now we are going to Simontornya. It is a town not so far from here. It is not so far from the Lake Balaton. It is in the Tolna County. It is a really historical one, you know, quite interesting space. So this river-like element is the channel Shiu, what is the connection between the Lake Balaton and the Danube River. And yeah, on this previous drawing from the 18th century, we can see as an island. It is not true anymore. The channel is over there, actually, and of course the landscape was really changed during the centuries. What we can see on this island are three important buildings. Two of them are still existing. One is a Franciscan building, a church, and the building where the priest lived. Monastery, yeah. Thank you very much. The monastery, and also the castle of Simon. This is the castle of the city. And just 3 slides about the previous work, on what we worked together with this Franciscan monastery. The project was consist an addition to this building. what is quite weird, because of course this is a really closed and compact building, and it is very weird to make any additions to it. And how we opened it is to understand understanding the corridors, or how the circulation was working in this building, and we started to make a reflection on it with this zigzag form, and yeah, it was the reaction what goes an opened covered but open situation with this zigzag into this this anterior corridor. So that was our first project in Simontornya 7 years ago, and from that time we started to get know the local people, the local society. And here at this orthophoto we can see that, okay, this island is not that huge as it was in this 18th century drawing. Here we can see the castle, and here we can see the monastery. Actually, this is the mayor's office, and yeah, so this is the downtown of this little town. And now we have an ongoing project to make a building what can be a welcoming situation for the tourists, but it won't be a connection, a really direct connection to the castle, because it is in a really really nice circle situation, and it would be very weird to connect any way to this building. So our purpose was to design something to here to this plot, what is quite close to the monastery as well and to the castle as well, so it can be a good let's say landing situations for the tourists. This is the view how we can see from this plot to the tower of the castle, to the tower of Simon, and we can see this pattern what was made by the pitched roofs, and yeah, actually for me it was a love for first sight, how they are collected together, what structure were built here. And yeah, it was one of the first impression to continue this this situation, even if it is not a a folk situation, but still it is developed during the centuries. And also there are some interesting details in this area. This is our proposal. On one hand, it consists of patio, what ensure a kind of private situation, because the neighbor building is a family house, so it was really needed. So this kind of ancient architectural tool was used to here and form the building. And the color was an important point as well for us. Today we already heard about the importance of color from different aspects. Now in this project, it was the code of the colors, because the tower and the whole castle has brickwork outlook, and because of that, somehow the public buildings were colored. Its plaster were colored like with this. Okay, it is not the correct color, but like a reddish terracotta color. So we started to use this color because of this color code that was developed by the local people during the years, and a kind of yeah, heavy structure were established or designed by us. This is a small exhibition space. What's entrance is from here, and this wall is facing onto the direction of the castle, where will be a picture about a previous situation of the castle. So it will be like a remembering. And yeah, this will be a place where tourists can take a rest, and after that they can starting to get know the downtown and the history of Simontornya. Also, those frames, negative frames, what we designed there were influenced by the local architecture, and that's how we formed here with using local patterns, but still the purpose was to do a contemporary architecture here. So this is how we are learning from previous projects and try to use them in the ongoing projects. So with this visualization, I would like to thank you for your attention and your patience. And once again, thank you. We were invited. Thank you.